What was that?
I think a frog exploded. Listen, I'm going to get up and get ready before the sunrise because the moon's out and there might be some nice moonscapes, so I'll see you in a bit.
Oh, wait. I want to talk to you about our big day.
Big day? What are you on about?
Well, Eric's a pastor, and there's no time like the present.
Well, we need all the right stuff, you know, we don't have any of that.
Oh, don't worry. I brought all that stuff. We've got a wedding cake.
That's had a few slices out of it, love.
Yeah, I got hungry on the way up.
You certainly did.
And a dress. It's not much, but it's light.
Oh, yeah, it's quite light, actually. It's quite sensible. But, you know, we need flowers and all that. We haven't got any of that business, so let's...
Right.
You thought of everything, haven't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Look, love, it's just bad timing, right? Because in Yorkshire, where I'm from, there's this tradition, where the bride has to ask the mother-in-law for permission to marry. So, yeah, we won't be able to do that, you see.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just Skype her right now.
No, it's got to be done in person, you see.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, look, I'm going to get up and shoot some moonscapes, do a bit of landscape photography, all right? Nice, though. Thanks for the flowers.
So I put my jacket on and went outside, and things were looking very promising, although I got the impression Amanda didn't buy my excuses.
We'll see about that.
Hey, are you Skyping my mum?
No.
Well, what's that noise then?
Beavers?
There's no beavers up here. No cell reception either. I'll take that cake.
Any morning that begins with cake is destined to be a good day. I just needed those clouds to clear just enough for a misty morning moonscape. Well, that wasn't too bad for the first shot of the day. Eric and I didn't waste any time climbing up the hill to get in place for what we hoped would be a spectacular sunrise.
Well, it's 5 a.m. I've had 13 minutes of sleep and I do have a face like a burst appendix, but I'm quite ecstatically happy because me and Eric are on the top, almost on the top of Mount 5040, looking at Triple Peak for what we hope is going to be an absolutely spectacular sunrise.
Yeah.
How many times have you been up here before?
4 times.
4 times?
Yeah.
I've learned one thing this morning, and that is to never listen to a 25-year-old give you advice on hiking, because I said, will I need my poles to get down? You won't need your poles.
No.
Have you ever used poles?
Once of 7 years of doing this.
Wait till you get to my age. Knees of cheese. On the hike up here, we passed some beautiful heather with lots of gorgeous colour, but the shapes weren't quite as grand as this vista that we've got here. So we came up to this ridge, which Eric scoped out yesterday. And I'm going to try and maybe kind of shuffle down here on my bum, try and get some of these cool rocks in the foreground and just get some what I hope is going to be gorgeous light. Now, you know all that talk about getting married yesterday?
I mean, the sun is coming out, but we're shooting.
No, I mean, she's just joking. Don't take it seriously, you know, it's just a gag, you know.
Okay.
I mean, I know you're a pastor and everything, but we don't need to rush anything, do we? Yeah. Right, I'll set up a shot. Well, Eric's prediction was that the sun would start to hit in 30 seconds, and he was absolutely bang on. You definitely weren't cheating though, were you?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, you could see it rising over the mountains there. Anyway, it is just starting to glow. So let me talk you through this composition that I've got here. So, as you can see, the peak has begun to light up there. That's Triple Peak, and you've got this gorgeous light just creeping in from the side there, because that is east and that's where the sun is rising. So with this composition, I mean, you're looking at a 16:9. The real comp is a 3:2, so you'll have a bit more sky in the frame, so that does look a bit tight to you right now. And down here, these rocks here, there's a little bit more of that in the 3:2. The reason why I've put triple peak just a bit off to the right instead of slap bang in the center of the frame is just so that it balances nicely with this big, what peak is that? Do you know? That peak there, whatever that's called. I just like that balance, so it's more about the way these two interact and then everything underneath it with the valley. I love Cobalt Lake being there, and this light's really starting to creep in, so I'm going to shut up waffling now, because now I need to get my shot, because this is probably the peak of the light. Right, let's get busy.
Now, if this was all that I'd managed to shoot during this sunrise, I would have been happy with just that, but I had a feeling the light would get even better. You know, it actually worked out for the best that Amanda's deafening flatulence woke me up so early, because that gave me time to prepare my shots.
You know, here on Vancouver Island, we might not have the biggest, pointiest, gnarliest peaks, but I think we have some of the prettiest. And the way that the light works its way into these valleys is just magical. Okay, so with this composition, oh wow, look at this mist that just rolled in. Absolutely magnifique. Look at it blasted through. So with this composition, I've gone a lot tighter. I've zoomed into 35mm, because the foreground, you know, that I've got that shot, the super wide shot. Now I want to focus on these more intimate details way off in the distance. And so I've zoomed into 35, but what I'm going to probably do is cut off the bottom of this. So it'll end up being like a 4:2 panorama. So all of this is going to be sliced out, because to me that doesn't really do anything for the shot. It's all about this lovely play of light on the mountains and these clouds here. And I just love this shape. I like how this curves in and you get this lovely scoop, and then it goes out to triple peak. So let's see how that turns out. I'm going to try and time it for when this mist rolls through, because it's really quite magical. Anyway, if this turns out any good, here's the shot.
Is there any better feeling than being up in the clouds and looking down on a scene like this? I don't think there is.
So we've stuck around, and it's just getting better and better. I mean, even though the sun has got really high now, it's coming still from a fairly low angle, but what's making it magical is this mist, or basically cloud, I guess, and the way that the sun is hitting that and all of these rocks in the foreground. It's just absolutely amazing. We've got so many layers of wonderful misty goodness. And I was just saying to Eric that it kind of, I've never been to Switzerland, but when you see pictures of Switzerland, this is what it looks like to me, and it's kind of like the Canadian Swiss Alps, I would say. But this mist is just, let me just show you this. It's absolutely fantastic. So when we were planning to come up here to 5040 a few days ago, this is exactly what I'd hoped we would get, you know, from the forecast, because the forecast kind of said bit of sun, bit of cloud, bit of rain. So I knew there was potential for this. but it's rare that you actually get exactly what you were hoping for, and you never expect it. You just hope, and we got it. In fact, I would say this is better than I was expecting. Let me show you this shot.
But just as the conditions were reaching absolute perfection, things began to go badly wrong.
What the Oh man, I think it's my camera's having some problems. Oh my god, this is terrifying me.
What's wrong with it?
Keeps having memory card problems.
Weird.
Yeah. So I'm going to take it out and start shooting with another one.
And so I switched out the memory card, thinking that would be my only problem. Well, I soon learned that things can always get worse, can't they? And they did.
Well, I was hoping to show you this spectacular composition in once-in-a-lifetime light. But unfortunately, my camera has let me down. And what has happened, I don't know why, but basically anytime I try to focus, either manually or with autofocus, the camera completely craps out, seizes up, the EVF goes blank and the LCD goes blank. I can't see anything, I can't do anything. And I've tried taking the battery out, I've tried reattaching the lens, switching it on and off a whole bunch of times, and nothing seems to be working. And I noticed last week I was having serious problems with memory cards. I kept getting this error reading memory card, and whatever memory card I put in, didn't matter, I tried 5 or 6, kept getting the same error. So I updated the firmware about 5 days ago. So I thought I came up here with confidence, thinking that my Sony wouldn't let me down, and it's let me down. Okay, so I don't know if it's going to do it, but basically, whether I use manual focus or autofocus, let's just say I just move my focus point over to, let's say, here, and I hit that button. It's letting me focus on that. It's not doing it now. If I move it down here, it's letting me, there you go, it just goes blank, and the EVF is blank too, and that's it. It's locked up. Oh, and then it comes back, it starts pulsing on the focus, and it's absolutely useless. I can't take this shot, so I'm very disappointed. Look, oh man. And the light, as you can see, is once in a lifetime. I mean, how often do you get this up here? It's just, this is why we've hiked all the way up here, had our 13 minutes of sleep, eaten our diabetes salt pockets, and I can't take a shot. So I'm very upset. Done it again. This might be the end of my my trip up here, which is quite depressing. And we've got spectacular light. I can't shoot anything. You got a second camera, Eric? Give me a call, Fuji. Give me a call. Piece of shit.
It just goes to show that pro gear can let you down when you need it the most. But before everything went turd-shaped, I did manage to capture this one shot. So I reckon I'll have to send the camera back to Sony for repair. Now I can't blame it on the cold because I've used this camera in much colder conditions before with no problems. So if you've had this issue and maybe if you know how to fix it, please post a comment and let me know. And so we headed back down to the campsite, somewhat dejected. But after a 15-minute rest, the camera revived just long enough to capture one last shot. Well, in spite of the technical difficulties, this had been a very productive productive landscape photography adventure, and I was delighted with the results. I'd managed to dodge a wedding, eat some cake, and all I needed now was a thick black coffee.
Right, what's this coffee gadget you've got here, Colin?
An espresso maker.
Yeah, how does it work?
Well, you got your filter down here, and then you put it on the bottom, like such. And you put your coffee inside.
Yeah.
Right? Once your coffee's in there, you fill it up with water. Then you put your plunger on it,
Yeah.
like this, and then you push it into the cup.
Oh. Let's see this work. I want to taste it too, because he's brought Kicking Horse coffee, which is the best coffee in the world. I'm still waiting for my sponsorship deal. Get in touch. It's been a few times now I've mentioned you. You did send me some free bags. Well, one free bag? Did we get one free bag?
Yeah.
They sent me a free bag. I mean, that was nice, but it's not going to pay the rent, is it? So get in touch. Thanks. So what we do? So the coffee's in there. So he's poured some ground Kicking Horse. Get in touch. And we're just going to pour the hot water into that. How much? Just a cup's worth.
Yep.
It's already coming through.
Yep.
And then you're going to plunge me.
I'm going to plunge you, buddy. You ready for a solid plunging?
Ooh. Oh. So that's fully plunged.
She plunged.
Have you got milk?
Powder.
Powder. I'll take it black. Okay, it smells good. Let's see how it tastes. That tastes proper. AeroPress. Get in touch. And so these are the prints that I produced from that adventure up into the mountains, and I'm quite happy with how they turned out, and I reckon these would look rather good on your walls, don't you? Huh? Yeah. Get in touch.